I decided to try something a little more simple today. So pull out your soda and put this on the background or whatever you're working on. Unless you actively enjoy watching the gameplay footage of Zenless Zone Zero, by all means, keep watching. I want to tell you how I went from someone who is absolutely disinterested in Zenless Zone Zero, and now I consider myself a rather big fan. At first I had zero interest, haha, get it? Zero? Zenless Zone Zero? Haha, I kill me. Because, well, it was just another gacha, and after how much time I had occupied with Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, FGO, and occasionally Genshin Impact, I thought it would be a mistake. So I avoided all the promo material, which, speaking of which, I reacted to all the promo material, which I'll link at the end of the video. So like I said, I avoided all the material when it came to the promotion of Zenless Zone Zero. The first thing I saw of it was it had a similar combat system to Honkai Impact 3rd, due to how much of my friends were observing it. I heard a huge complaint about the game was the puzzles in the TV system, and that just further turned me away from it, because I'm a fighter, not a thinker. So hearing there were puzzles in the game, that was just a complete turnoff for me. Flash forward a few days later, and my best friend Lane was actually starting to get into it, as they had tried out the game on launch day, and they said it was really good. Now, that was still not enough to convince me. I could see the animations were something else and extremely wacky from what little I saw them play, so I knew its presentation was at least really good. Now, we jump on to when Stream Elements offered me a sponsorship to stream Zenless Zone Zero for 2 hours, so it was finally time for me to give the game a shot. And so I did. First impressions was that the title screen menu was the most effort I had ever seen in any gacha game I have played. All the different animations, animation styles, the voice acting, it truly left a good first impressions on the presentation, to say the least. Then I booted the game up and truly started my stream of the game. The cutscenes being in a comic book presentation off the bat really impressed me when it came to the presentation. It was truly over the top and comical, and the voice acting for Billy in particular made me feel like I was in a comic book world. Unfortunately for me, the plot just didn't hook me within the first few hours. And I could say the same about the combat. It just felt like a different flavor of Honkai Impact 3rd's combat. If Billy and Nicole really didn't pull me in, the plot wasn't doing too much to catch my interest. Near the end of the first stream, I even tried out a trial run of the first limited gacha character in the game, Ellen, and I really disliked her gameplay style. It seemed very stop and go for me. Keep in mind, I was still adjusting to the new combat style, which didn't leave too much impressions on me other than how satisfying the counter system felt. If I wasn't interested in the first 5-star character, then surely that was a sign this game was not for me, right? So the stream ended after about 4 hours, and that was that. I did tell Lane I thought it was good, but that I may not be interested in it, so I planned to do one more stream. However, before the second stream, the click that would get me to enjoy Zenless Zone Zero truly started. This animation by, and I'm going to butcher this name, Coco Mastro, showed up as an ad on my phone while I was just browsing YouTube. And then it clicked. Those hips swaying, that thick tail, the disinterested look, the slight blush. You're doing something as simple as just munching on a sugar lollipop, and that catchy ass music that I cannot play right now because, don't want to get copyrighted for it. I could not just skip through it like any other YouTube advertisement. The song was catchy. Ellen's dance movements and animation, especially for her chibi self, was just way too adorable. I went from completely disinterested in this character to suddenly being very interested in her, even though she had yet to show up in the story and would not until chapter 3. And then I saw another animation of Ellen just being a maid, caring about her friends, and yet appearing so lazy. She was a complete and total mood. That boosted my interest in the game quite a bit after that point, even though I finished the first chapter and still wasn't that captivated by the characters and story, other than the very end with Nekomata. I remembered how expressive and interesting Ellen was, and so I pulled on her banner and got her in 40 pulls, much to the dismay and fury of my friend Lane and Josh. But that speaks volumes about me that I pulled on her purely because I liked her character from the advertisements before she even showed up in the story. Now, she did show up a few times as a NPC I could talk to, but until then, not too much to see of her. And then, out of sheer curiosity, because the game itself had yet to hook me on the characters and story purely from the game's universe, I invited Lane for us to react to all the Hoyoverse official Zenless Zone Zero promo trailers, which I did a video for, #shamelessplug, which I'll link at the very end of the video. And then I went from having a good time in Zenless Zone Zero to immensely interested in how crazy, stylized, and character-focused this game's plot seemingly was going to be. And then it clicked with me. There is a reason Hoyoverse games sell so incredibly well. It's not just the quality of the games. It's that their advertising team, when it comes to promoting their games, is absolute fire. Like, let's think about this for a moment. I was ready to stop giving the game a chance after my second stream, but that one Ellen animation I randomly saw on my phone was what hooked me to give it more time. And now I'm a Battle Pass user and $5 monthly player, when I had intended to be completely free to play. Oh yeah, there was one other major thing that contributed to me giving the game more time to hook me, and that is that it has the fastest dailies you can complete in any gacha I have ever played. You can legit get it all done within 1 to 2 minutes. And even more crazy, and I know this sounds dumb, but it actually feels integrated to the characters. Like scratching off lotto tickets, getting coffee or ramen, and opening your video store. How did Hoyoverse manage to make something so simple and yet so in character for the world they live in? But back to the point. At this point, after beating Chapter 1 and getting to the very end of Nekomata's story arc, I was really getting interested and invested in the story. And then the game took a massive pause on that with Chapter 1.5, which, I'ma be real, as I typed out the script, I can't even remember what the focus of 1.5 was. I think it was on promoting your proxy rank and the various side activities you can do. And then Chapter 2 happened, and that was the final hook for me to truly become a fan of this game. Belobog characters and the dynamic between the equally traumatized by the past Kaleda and her sister Grace was finally giving me what I wanted to see. Both character development and character interest clashing and showing there was far more to these characters besides just being zany and goofy. That was when I knew this was truly going to be something special for me, when it was this zany, goofy, over the top, and could really hit me in the heartstrings, especially at the end of Chapter 2. The story and characters at this point had me interested in wanting to see where this would go. Hell, even around this point, I was starting to really understand more the depth of the game's combat system and how unique everyone's playstyle was. I wasn't even focused on the meta or anything like that. Heck, I still haven't watched any type of guide related to the game, which is rather rare for me, as I usually want to get my best investment when it comes to what I'm using my AP on. But I'm just having such a good time using Kaleda, Lycone, and Ellen that's more than enough for me. Now that's going to change now that I'm level 40 and need to start grinding discs and such. But still, that's really something that I didn't focus on any of that while I was playing the game. And now, here we are. I'm very close to the point in the game where disc farming is more recommended at level 40. Saving up for the android lolly girl, Chin-Chi. At least I think I said that name right, because I'm terrible at pronouncing names. The lolly android girl. The next patch is in a few days, and I'm excited to stream more of this game and make more highlights of it for people to see. And all of this because of a 1.5-minute custom-made animation of Ellen shaking what she got and being adorable in a constant mood. So now I finally get why Hoyoverse games do so well. Their marketing team might be the reason this game made as much money as it did. So job well on that front. I've completely lost where I was going with this, as this is my first real essay type video. I would appreciate if you would consider leaving a like and commenting, "Holy essay, Dawn," to show me how you've watched this far. And maybe leave a sub and check out the 2 videos I mentioned earlier right in the outro section. I got no idea how this video is going to do, but hey, I would love to do more of these types of videos where I just talk for a long time about something I'm interested in. So leave a comment and a like and tell me your thoughts on this and Zenless Zone Zero as a whole. Do you want to see me do more of this type of content? Hell, I could make an entire video on how much I love Tamamo no Mae from Fate. No, seriously, I could, and I might. Also, you should totally sub to me because I stream Zenless Zone Zero and other games. Right now, I'm currently streaming Fate Stay Night with Lane every Saturday around 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I've gone through the game before, but they haven't, so I'm really looking forward to their reactions. Look, I'm bad at ending these things, so I'm just about to wrap it up. Oh yeah, consider joining one of my memberships to help financially support the channel. Hope to see you again on my other videos. Bye!
Data received.